Hey guys, now you can follow me on Facebook. Just go to facebook.com/UltraMaximusReviews.
Oh, hey, look, it's He-Man. That is not He-Man.
You suck. Ultra Maximus back with another 31 horror toys in 31 days! And today we're going to take a look at another Savage World Funko figure from A Nightmare on Elm Street. It's Freddy Krueger. Now, if you don't know what the Savage World is, it's Funko's new line where they reimagine characters in that He-Man and the Masters of the Universe style of 5.5-inch figures from the 80s, and I like it. I think it's a lot of fun, it's new, it's different, and it's old at the same time. So that is really, really cool. Now, I found Freddy Krueger at a local GameStop here in Southport, Indiana, on the south side of Indianapolis. So a big shout out to GameStop and ThinkGeek for helping me track these figures down. Let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging. So here we have Freddy in the packaging, and the first thing I notice, they misspelled Krueger. It's K-R-E-U, and it should be U-E. Which is very, very weird. They did the same thing with Michael Myers. They misspelled his name, but they got everybody else's right. So I don't know what the deal is with that, if that was purposeful, or I think it was just probably sloppy printing. It says Savage World up there, Nightmare on Elm Street. We get this nice Halloween tree motif going on. It says Funko down in the corner. And I gotta say, Freddy is not one of my favorites. I don't know. I think that he should have had more sweater, kind of like Michael Myers has, and I just don't care for the hood. I'd rather have him some kind of a hat. But my buddy Rob over at Comic Book University had mentioned this was one of his favorites because it was so different. So I guess each to their own. But he does look cool, I will give it that. We got the Savage World Nightmare on Elm Street, and there he is in his buff little burnt body, and he's got his little claws over there. This really reminds me of a Battle Claw or Terror Claw Skeletor, which is kind of funny. Back of the packaging doesn't have any write-ups or anything. It just has the other figures that are in the wave. Yeah, just very basic on the back there. So here are the other figures. I have reviewed all of these guys, so definitely go check them out. Retail on this is $14.99, which is a bit more than the Mortal Kombat set, but these definitely a lot more popular because they sold out within that first week. So definitely, if you can find them and if this is something you're digging, I'd probably look for them when they get re-released. So let's go ahead and get Freddy out of box and see what we think. So here we have Freddy out of the packaging, and I gotta say, I really like this figure. This might be one of my more favorite figures after kind of posing them all around. The joints on this one are a little bit better in the legs. There's still a little bit of wobble, but they don't feel as bad as Leatherface's. The other thing is his little weapon piece here. His claw just kind of clamps onto his arm, and I don't feel like anything is going to get lost with this figure, which is nice. I still wish he had more sweater. That just looks kind of weird, and he's got kind of a Scottish vibe going on for some reason. I don't know. What do you guys think? His little claw piece just kind of pops off like that. It's a softer rubber. The claws are really soft rubber, but it's painted pretty well. I was kind of afraid that it would rub some of the paint off of the actual arms themselves, but it doesn't really seem to like latch onto it very hard, but it stays on there nice and snug. And again, like the other figures, let's see here. His head moves back and forth. His arms move up and down. And then he's got a ball joint on his leg right there. And that's pretty much it for the articulation on this guy. Which, you know, it's like an old Masters figure. So taking a closer look at the figure itself, I really do like the sculpt of this Freddy face. I like the sculpt of the skin is really, really good. It's painted well. The flesh tone looks very burnt and cool. The hood, I mean, it looks good. It looks like leather. I'm not a fan of that hood. I'd rather even had some kind of a hat versus the hood, but they're kind of going for a medieval look. The sweater, I love the color. The green and the red looks really nice. Again, I just kind of wish it was more of a sweater there, kind of designed like the Michael Myers and not be so ripped open like a sash. I think that would have been cooler, but I didn't design it. So taking a look at the midsection of the figure, again, I love the flesh tone on this. This looks really, really good. I like the little ripped up leather cod piece he's got going on there. He's got the belt buckle painted, the shredded top of the pants. The glove looks really, really good. It's got the gold paint on the top. The silver claws are very nice. Again, it reminds me of the Terror Claws Skeletor, which is very, very good, how they emulate that. Again, I wish he had more of the sweater, but I do like the color of the sweater, and there's a lot of detail in there, which is very, very cool. And finally, taking a look at the legs of the figure. Again, furry boots, like all the other figures, and very much like Masters of the Universe. We got some nice detail. I like how we got ripped up pants, and we can still see he's kind of burnt up flesh, which looks really nice. And he's got the leather piece kind of hanging down from his cod piece. That all looks really, really good. Definitely digging that. I wish there's a little bit more color variation in the boots, but it works. For comparison, here we have Freddy with his Wavemate Leatherface, and they look pretty cool together. I do have to say, I am liking the horror series. I like how they all just have this old 80s vibe. Which is really, really cool because it's old 80s style toys to old 80s horror movie characters, which I loved both. So is the Savage World Freddy Krueger something that you want in your horror collection? Well, this could be an easy pass for people if they don't like this old school Masters of the Universe design. I could totally get that, but if you're looking for something different, or you're a Freddy completist, this might be something that you want to pick up. This was one of those figures I didn't really like out of the gate because I didn't like how he didn't have enough sweater, and I didn't really like the hood. But I do have to say I was pleasantly surprised with this figure. I really liked the paint apps and the sculpt design on it. I still wish he had a hat and more sweater, but it is what it is. I love his glove. Again, it just so reminds me of the Terror Claws Skeletor, and it's definitely a lot of fun, and it's probably one of my more favorite figures out of the bunch. I really don't have much complaints about this guy. He just has a very organic look, and he's just cool. I like him. And Freddy's always been one of my favorites, so it is what it is. So there he is, Freddy Krueger from the Savage World for 31 horror toys in 31 days!
Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like this video, thumbs it up. If you hate this video, thumbs it down. To watch more Ultra Maximus, click on the links to the right. Don't forget to subscribe and share, like us on Facebook, and look for more videos in the future.